Welcome to mulching. Welcome to mulching in the man.
What the fuck?
Welcome to Marching into Madness. This is the monthly news roundup for October 2020. This week we're going to be talking about
October.
And thanks for tuning in. Let's get right into it.
All right.
So, during a global pandemic, people would want to be protected, and that makes sense. Now, during Rona season, people want to be protected as much as they can. But, many people, meaning us Canadians, believe that a vaccine shouldn't be mandatory. Shouldn't.
Which is funny.
And we're not anti-maskers either.
Yeah.
According to a new poll done by the Association for Canadian Studies, only 39% say it should be mandatory. 54% said it should be optional, while 6% said, yeah, I don't know, man, this is fucked up enough as it is. The pattern is that more and more people think it should be voluntary. Like the flu shot.
Yeah.
Why not just copy the flu shot?
But people don't get the flu shot as well because of autism, apparently. You know what's ironic, Bailey?
What is ironic, Raza?
People are downplaying the virus and then getting it themselves.
Yeah.
Ha, ha, ha. Funny stuff, if I don't mind saying. Well, these people didn't exactly do that, but Melania Trump and her 6-foot huge fuel teenager Barron Trump both got infected earlier last month. Barron tested negative and the first time, and then went posy the second time. The public didn't know about his diagnosis because Mama Bear wanted to protect him like a mother bear would. Not really. LOL. Ha 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 ha. I'm sorry. However, her time with Rona was typical. She had headaches, cramps, nose running, and being a part of the oligarchy. I was going to say a joke there, but I got censored here by yours truly.
Oh yeah. Remember last month, back in September, when we said how Russia was speeding through a vaccine process?
In Moscow, roughly 1,000 people a day are being hospitalized for COVID. Even for a city of 13 million, that's a lot.
Beating everyone to the punch.
Yeah.
Well, the Mad Lads, they did it. Jeez. They're doing the second vaccine trials as we speak, and Daddy Putin is putting on his big boy pants and getting shit done. Gang, gang, all right?
Don't shoot us, please.
So, this comes 2 months after the first trial was done, when Putin's daughter, his favorite daughter, got the first round of the shots. Of course, the world said this is sketchy. Like, this is not, I mean, they're not wrong. Like,
have you seen Russian movies before?
Not stopping them though, because
Yeah.
have you seen Russian movies?
Yeah.
Scientists have yet to publish any reports about if the vaccine works or not, so you're just as in the dark as us.
Yeah.
An advanced study involving tens of thousands of volunteers would be necessary to establish the safety and effectiveness if the vaccine were to be scheduled to start in November or December. And Putin's daughter is only like one human closer to becoming a walking radio, apparently.
I didn't understand that one, but Cheeto in Chief is back at his bullshit again. This time, actually, no, I'm just tired of all of this shit. Oh my god. No more Trump stories. Twitter decided to censor his tweets for showing his followers a video of you guessed it, Hunter Biden, son of Joe Biden, holding a crystal pipe. And not gonna lie, bro, he kind of looked tight in that one. Hunter, you look kind of cool if you're gonna watch this. We respect the hustle. Twitter outright banned the story while Facebook limited it. Both platforms were citing that fact checking was the reason of the ban or limit on top of breaching the terms of service. The story in question contained details about Hunter's Ukrainian energy business and your mama having a meeting with said company. But the story wasn't actually confirmed because, you know, news is kind of bullshit.
And Hunter's good at hiding things.
Yeah.
So, this has got to be one of the wackiest stories this entire month. The governor of Michigan was almost kidnapped, straight born identity or James Bond style. But they don't really kidnap people because they're supposed to be good people.
But
they do.
this was the style of that.
So officials stopped it from happening before it was set into motion to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer because she has uncontrolled power, quote unquote. My guy thinks that she wasn't elected. The plan was to kidnap her from her summer house, and they even went so far as to rehearse it. I mean, you would think these guys would be satisfied with their LARPing.
But no.
No.
We're going to take it to the next level.
That's more Civil War enactments. 6 men were charged with conspiracy of kidnapping the government. They plotted for months, trained, had rehearsals. I mean, bro, ISIS or Al-Qaeda has some opening acts for American soil now. Next up, the proud ones.
Can get around security. We've been concerned about that for many years now.
The chairman of the House Intelligence Committee telling Wolf Blitzer the group has gone underground in the...
Aha, you got it because I can't say the word. So, the same 6 men were arrested while planning to meet to get explosives for the kidnapping, because as we learned in The Boys, that's like a good way to kidnap someone.
Yeah.
The FBI quoted one of the accused as saying that Whitmer, quote, has no checks and balances at all. She has uncontrolled power right now, and all good things must come to an end.
What does that even mean?
Admitting that he's the Nazi and the evil one.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta censor that.
Now for probably the funniest story, or at least one of them. What's more funnier than the last one? Our guy Donnie somehow became the latest high-profile victim of the Rona.
We have to get going. We have to get going, sir. I know, but it's time to go. It's time to go.
So, sucks to be him. News came after one of his advisors, Hope Hicks, which I'm still not sure it's her real name,
Can't be.
got it as well. He tweeted out, feeling good, feeling real good, all while had steroids and shit just leaking out of his arm, or the back of his. Him getting COVID would be scary for his bit because less campaigning or death. Following this announcement, he flew out to the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center because even though you don't believe in the virus, you still somehow are afraid of it. Logic checks out. Math makes it make sense. Updates began coming out of it. It's very, very serious, according to press secretary
Kayleigh McEnany.
Okay, it wasn't super duper serious. Out of an abundance of caution and the recommendation of his physician and medical experts, the president will be working from the presidential office at the Walter Reed for the next few days, she said in a statement. By the way, he recovered from COVID and he may not even be president anymore.
And the vaccine he was pushing have already failed their trials and had to push back. So Regeneron no mas.
Yeah.
Canada, on the other hand, has suspended the selling of drones to Turkey over the dispute between Azerbaijan and Armenia.
Both sides accused each other of using heavy artillery, as damage to residential areas was also reported.
Of which Turkey is supplying the arms to the Azerbaijani forces. This comes after the Armenian forces called out Canada for letting the Azerbaijani military use their drones against the Armenian forces. This move was a response to the Canadian Armenian community and disarm. This is what I was waiting for. Oh no, it's not. And
the disarmament group Plowshares. The Armenian community in Canada
where's it? Because there's one.
has also called Trudeau to stop the sale of all military weapons to Turkey, not just drones. Take it away,
No,
buddy.
say this name for me. Say this name.
Hagapub Arslan. I don't know.
Arselanian.
I'm not
Deputy chairman of this is the one, the Armenian General Benevolent Union in Canada is one of the biggest Armenian community-based organizations in Canada, said they were happy with the announcement.
Reading.
The community has also called on Canada to play a diplomatic role in the ceasefire between the two nations. Turkey responded by saying it's double standard. And also not send me my fucking guns.
To do the genocide. To do the
It
genocide.
doesn't make sense why you would block me from genociding these people.
No!
Speaking of which, fun one, because we also recently sanctioned loitering munitions, aka suicide drones.
Oh shit.
Fucking terrifying.
That sounds like a nightmare. It's weird that there's more Canadian news in people who live in Canada. The Chinese ambassador went all good for on us by threatening Hong Kong-based Canadians. His ominous remarks were only if Canada offers protesters in the territory asylum. Kong made comment at a news conference calling Canada compliant with the U.S. over Huawei executive Meng Wanzhou being arrested by the U.S., stating, "We strongly urge the Canadian side not to grant so-called political asylum to those violent criminals in Hong Kong because it is interference in China's domestic affairs, and certainly it will embolden those violent criminals." If Canada's side really cares about the stability and prosperity of Hong Kong and really about the good health and the safety of those 300,000 Canadian passport holders in Hong Kong and the large number of Canadian companies operating in Hong Kong, you should support those of attacks to fight violent crime. When asked if his comments were a threat, he said, "Yeah, it's up to your bitches. Just guess. Just guess." We responded saying, "Hey, it's very inappropriate, like the bitches we are. However, we're open to have a dialogue with them. But it'll be super duper gay."
You got a good little Seinfeld going on at the end of those quote readings.
Yeah, thank you.
The Pakistani Prime Minister has said he's ready to chill out with the attacks if India lifts its siege on the Indian-controlled state of Kashmir and give them the right to do things on their own, like self-govern.
That's
Good start.
Yeah.
This statement is important because it was done on the anniversary of when India entered Kashmir in 1947. 2 months after his people got independence from my people. For context, in 2019, India wrote a bill making their part of Kashmir a full part of India to be governed by India and not their own people. Think the Kurds in Iran and all that. When this happened, a bunch of troops entered the area, and since then, a separatist movement has been waging war with the Indian government.
Oh, our people just know how to mess things up.
Also, since no one is talking about it, and certainly not Pakistan, but Pakistan and its military have its own Kashmir problem, as it were, that mirrors India's situation. So they got separatists too. We got separatists everywhere. Next thing you know, there's gonna be Pakistani Trumpers, and then it's gonna go downhill because then they're gonna want their rights because the masks.
Guess I'll have to cancel my subscription. Netflix is about to get a lot more amine. Like a lot more amine. Alright? The service has been trying to compete with other anime-based companies like Crunchyroll and the other one. Funko, I don't know. A whole bunch of these shows are for making Weeb's Netflix platform. They've been trying to get into the market by having both horror over shows and movies along with Netflix original content from Japanese, Korean, and North American studios. With more partnerships in the anime market, Netflix is now shown, unfortunately, in more territories around the world. And I just like hate anime so much.
Apparently, there's a live-action Assassin's Creed show coming to Netflix.
Shing 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 shing.
None of us asked.
Stabby stabby.
The deal between Netflix and the makers Ubisoft, aka Ibisoft sometimes. Good fucking writing, Raza. It's supposed to have various different versions of the series, from animes to CGI and other live-action shows. Think Batman and all its bad ninja interpretations. This isn't the first time the series went on the screen, though. The big screen, not just the screen. Remember when the movie came out, no one saw it or knew what the fuck was going on?
Yeah.
Kanye does.
And Michael Fassbender's after us.
Oh, Ubisoft has also been making efforts for their other games to be taken to the medium. Games like The Division, Splinter Cell, and Rabid Invasion. Definitely not inspired by the success of The Witcher.
Definitely not.
Definitely
no.
not. Keep an eye out for this.
Or Prince of Persia.
Lord knows they ain't filming much during Rona.
They could film The Division during Rona because it's about that. Yeah. If you've seen the latest mainline entries for the Star Wars series, then you'll know who the fuck I am talking about. Do you know who Oscar Isaac is? If you don't know about it, the guy who played Poe, the Maverick, the Tom Cruise of the Star Wars cinematic universe. He's headlining a major project again. This time, Moon Knight. He's currently in negotiations. Although when this video comes out, he'll probably be the star already at the Disney Plus sign show. Over the course of the creation of a Disney Plus sign, they have been ramping up production for spin-offs of their already established shows, like WandaVision, like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and also making new shows like Moon Knight, like She-Hulk, and it'll be great. It'll be great. But here's the cool thing. Props to Oscar Isaac. His career is going somewhere. He's been in X-Men, he's been in Star Wars, now he's going to be inside Doom. So we are marching into madness. Fox with him, right?
Yeah,
all right.
I mean, only when you speak for me.
All right, yeah.
Disney, the big company, the badass. Well, you may know it owns Star Wars, National Geographic, Fox, and even sports channels like ESPN, LMFAO, and Rafflecopter, amongst others. But this guy thinks he's hilarious. But I bet you didn't know about the others: FX, Hulu, A&E, Vice, a lot of other random channels you really didn't know. They're even stretching out in other countries like India by securing the Indian-based channel Star, which was bought by Fox initially, but due to that merger, and that's how Disney was able to secure Star. So I'm getting even more foreign influence. Disney is so massive that one day, or even now, you may realize that everything you see is run by a fucking mouse.
Yeah, he's gonna break your kneecaps if you want to. China has been called out for trying to censor Genghis Khan's name in a historical exhibit. A French museum has said the CCP has been meddling in the exhibit. Communist Party of China, or for all you lazy fucks, the CCP, which we said in the first place, has said that they don't want the words Genghis Khan, a Mongol, or Empire to be displayed at the Genghis Khan Mongol Empire exhibit.
Bingo.
What?
Bingo.
Bango.
Bongo.
I'm so confused about this story. Are you done thinking about it? By the way, give me a minute? Okay. The museum, which is located in France, so not even in mainland China, has said that the CCP is trying to change history to make it fit their narrative, and went even as far to control the information, like brochures and pamphlets and other shit like that. Now, the exhibit called Sons of the Sky and the Steppe have been delayed because they have to change everything to you know,
Fit the
help
needs of Mao's state.
in China, which is, and yeah.
And you know what we need to counteract all this doom and gloom about the can? Nathan Apodaca, aka 420 Dog, was gifted with a bunch of good ocean spray and a goddamn vehicle in the shape of a truck. The
Is it?
viral sensation, yes it was,
Oh.
began early last month when Apodaca took to Twitter and posted a video of him longboarding, drinking ocean spray, cranberry drank, and listening to Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. Just straight vibing. Good times, man. So, this created many other people to copy the trend, because that's what you do with TikToks. But from celebrities to politicians, everyone caught that cranberry wave. And he single-handedly saved ocean spray. And it's wild how quickly you can blow up from one shitty little TikTok nowadays.
We should do that here.
Fine.
Right. Americans shoot each other while we shoot ourselves. Not us, but, you know, Canadians, that is. A new study came out last month that reported that more than half gun-related deaths are caused by self-harm and often occur in rural areas and with older men.
White people.
All right. The study found between 2002 and 2016 that 68% of gun deaths were self-harm caused from men, predominantly 45 and across all ranges of income, so poor and rich people. It also found gun-related deaths and injuries are more common in rural areas than urban.
What?
Yeah. Notice how I'm saying he's doing it and not me because I don't want to get canceled. Also, the Toronto and the Greater Hamilton area account for some of the highest rates of gun-related deaths and injuries. Canada, despite having a tougher gun laws, clearly hasn't prevented self-harm from the guns. This study was also taken during a pandemic and highlights what mental illness does during dark times like these to people who don't have the social resources
and social tools, and also why we don't need to have weapons that are so deadly in our immediate vicinity.
Exactly.
Fuck that.
While space may seem like an external threat and one that's way more, and there's one that's way more in your face, climate change. Shout out to Greta.
Greta.
The permafrost in the Canadian North is melting at a fast rate at the same time while the northern areas are also warming up. The organic matter is also thawing and rotting, releasing methane into the air, which is a bad combination.
Yep.
A paper by the University of Arizona professor Ted Scher reported in the 2019 National Organic Atmospheric Administration's 2019 Arctic Report Card. Say that twice without stuttering. I did. Oceanic. Or orgasmic. Thawing permafrost is releasing 300 to 600 million tons of CO2 annually. All these mix into a warm cocktail of farts. The Arctic is heating up at an even quicker rate. Countries like ours, Canada, and not ours, Russia, will be impacted directly. You know why?
Why?
Just wait. As if both countries haven't been responsible for enough, which we haven't been, and Russia definitely has not been.
Super responsible.
Although Canada has created programs like the carbon tax to offset its emissions, it's a little bit too late, but the damage can still be reversed if we stop using fossil fuels. president now. I call Michigan.
The Neskantaga First Nations group found oil substance in the community water reserve last month, forcing the area to go into a state of emergency. Think Flint, Michigan, but like Canadian, and a direct result of our mistreatment of our Indigenous populations. Take that.
Take that in.
Take that. So more than 200 people.
Talk to him, Bailey.
Preach. Evacuated to Thunder Bay after the substance was found, which already had a low level of water due to leaks in the pipes and the tanks containing the water. Officials say it's too early to rule out any carcinogens being in this weird substance that they found. But bruh, if your water coming out looking like oil, ain't nothing okay here.
It's like the bare minimum.
Holy crap. Like, the community has been living with the boil water rule since 1995, and we're supposed to get upgrades in their water treatment plants. Because of the delays, and now on top of this, it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
So where you at, Mr. Arabian Nights?
See, okay, for that is a punchline for Justin Trudeau. I didn't get it at first, but
He ran on it.
yeah. So if you're still on the fence about climate change, consider the following.
I don't know. What?
Get fucked. Alright, that's all I wanted to say. Well, and wild weather patterns across the world are impacting crops and driving up prices. So wait, Raza, are you saying you can look? So wait, are you saying the economy drives the climate? Holy fuck, Raza, you are so smart. All right, wheat farms in the U.S. and Russia both face droughts. Soybean farms in Brazil are as dry as Ben Shapiro's wife. The rice fields in Southeast Asia have the opposite problem, where there's too much rain and floods the rice fields. And with Rona hitting, things like bread, rice, and palm oil are becoming popular and in high demand. Climate scientists have been warning us that our food supply will be directly impacted by the climate, which makes sense, right? We're gonna start getting weird food.
The potato farmers. We gotta save the potatoes.
Now we kind of are in those times now where food security is becoming an issue. Middle class people cannot buy food or making cutbacks on food, or going to have to make even more cutbacks.
Food deserts are real, both culturally and socioeconomically.
Exactly.
It traps you in a social class not having access to fresh produce. Toronto is starting on trial runs of their electric self-driving buses because seems like a safe idea.
Elon Musk is like having a hard-on right now.
Called the Ollie 2.0, it will take commuters to connect its West Rouge neighborhood in Scarborough to the Rouge Hill GO station, near where I used to live, and all the rich white people.
So
it's supposed to hold 8 people and be wheelchair accessible, as among doing other things that normal beta buses do.
Because the Chad driverless bus.
Yeah, even though it's driverless, it's not Chad enough to not have someone operating it during the trial period. After that, free reign on being a death machine.
I like to party with responsibility.
Sounds all right.
Another season is here for graphics cards for PC. Now, if you're a nerd, please pay attention. If you're look away. Nvidia and the graphics card maker announced its new GPU line, the 3000 series. Last year, they had the RTX 2080 Ti, which brought in advanced ray tracing and had photorealistic graphics. So it was kind of a big deal, Bailey. And because ray tracing is so revolutionary, both the Xbox and Series X, Xbox Series X, and the PS5 will probably have it. Yeah. Now the 3000 series will attempt to top it. The new cards comes in 3 different models, and they're pretty all models are actually pretty impressive, regardless of price and specs, right? So the 3070, which is the entry level and the standard for this card, which will only $499. The mid-level 3080, which is sold out almost everywhere, which is $699, and the tank of a card, which is like the big ass mama bear one, the 3090, which will cost you $1080. And the reason why it's a big deal is because 8K at 60 FPS, which is a big jump apparently. In these cases, these cards will make any of your games be pretty.
Everyone loves podcasts, right?
We even have one.
Well, so does Audible.
Yeah.
The audiobook company, that is, not the verb. I mean, of course, this business is also owned by Jeff Bezos and Amazon, as it's getting into the podcast game, adding 100,000 new podcasts with at least 5 million episodes in their library.
So many people to listen to that I don't care about.
And it will be offered for free to both people who pay into the service and don't. This wasn't the first time the company decided to dabble into the podcast game. They've been at it for a minute now. They were working with some of the larger beasts in this world. So back in 2016, it had a small branch for podcast productions, which featured OC only in this feed from New York, the New York Times, Washington Post, and many other forms.
We're getting straight knowledgeable up in this bitch.
And everyone wants in because if it's the music game, you got to pay labels, royalties, all this shit. Podcast game, one check to cut. That's it.
Exactly. Harley Davidson, you know, the company behind the manly ass motorcycles. Well, they're getting into non-manly renewable energy, launching an electrical cycle business called Serial Cycle 1, which is a play on of the first bike, and it will be a source of renewable energy and for fuel. In the wake of a pandemic, more people are using their own transit as well as alternative means like these things. So the demand is high. I have legs for walking, by the way.
Oh, the legs.
Because of that, the industry for the e-bikes was worth $15 million in 2019, and it's expected to grow to as much as 6% in the next 5 years. 5 years. This launch couldn't have come at a better time. When the pandemic hit, Harley Davidson cut 700 jobs. But because of this expansion, they said, screw that, we're gonna launch an internal plan called the Rewire and restructure the company so then laid off people can come back and work on bikes for the renewable electric bikes. The bikes will hopefully launch in 2021.
I would fuck with an electric Harley.
Me too.
I
How
actually
cool
would.
you
It would look cool and you don't feel as bad because those things fucking kill the environment. A hacking group known as Phosphorus has been linked to a hack of over 100 high-profile attendees at a conference, according to Microsoft. The group acted as the organizers for the Munich Security Conference, which is one of the main global security conferences in the world. Think the G20 summit in Saudi Arabia, but like where both have like head of state attendees
and head of security
and massive security and a lot of scary shit. Yeah. The hacking group then sent out emails disguised as the real invites to these attendees. Microsoft noted that these spoofed emails were sent to former government officials, academics, and policymakers worldwide to steal their passwords, other sensitive data. And what you probably don't know people need is their inboxes. The group has been known to go after politicians and presidential candidates alike. Hillary, get rid of those email servers, private email servers, because that's some Elliot Alderson shit right there, man.
Again, Mr. Robot, if you don't get it.
I love Mr. Robot.
Great show, watch it. This is not a plug, but
Sam has nailed.
Yeah. The PS4's latest update is gonna send y'all to some of y'all to jail. It's gonna send me to jail. The latest update 8.1 has a somewhat problematic change. Now Sony can record your voice chats in private parties with your friends. So drop them N-words, drop them C-words, drop the F-word. Go to town, big boy. Wow. Voice chats recording for moderation is a feature that will be available on PS5 when it launches and will enable users to record their voice chats on the PS5 and submit them for moderation. This is why cyberbullying needs to come back.
I don't agree with that, but go ahead.
So it's to stop you from being McDicks in your COD lobbies. I would simply turn the console off, but I'm different.
I was always like, fuck that. I don't. Toxicity.
When it starts to record, users will get a notification. So just by joining a party, players have accepted being recorded, really giving you that sense of freedom to, do whatever you want. Since the update came out, this was met with obvious backlash, and of course, Sony responded by giving the option to turn it off.
Thank you.
We're like goldfish, though. This is going to come back, and we're going to forget about it because it's going to come back in a sneaky way, and we will be like, oh, it's back. We totally didn't see it coming. We're fucking intelligent.
Well,
Consumerism.
You got to tell your Google Home to stop recording.
Yeah.
You ain't remember to do that. Did you tell your Google Home to stop? No, you didn't. Just weeks before the game came out, CD Projekt Red announced that their future cyber RPG game, CyberPunk 2077, will come out in December. For with the reasons of Xbox One and PS4 holding it back, surprising. Of course, gamers are rational people. We're okay with this, even though it's like the 4th delay. So everyone's okay with this, right?
Mm-hmm. No.
No. The developers got a lot of heat, of course, from everything to like little things like sending joke gifts to like serious
death threats.
Kind of wild, man.
God, just get a job.
Of course, the death threats are a totally reasonable approach after they promised more delays.
Is it? Yeah.
That's how much I care. The studio is already crunching just to make it to the finish line, and this could affect a lot. And it comes with a lot of worries that not only could it kill the quality of the game, it could kill the hype for this massive release. Because it's like your cock teeth.
Yeah, you
want
are.
a little bit?
I'm so hyped for it, CD Projekt Red. Come on, man. Facebook has dipped its big old lizard schlong into the game streaming market to compete with Amazon, Google, and Xbox, and many, 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 many more. The free service will launch on Android and web browsers and everywhere else thereafter, but the one place where it won't launch, is Apple and the iOS. It's because Apple and iOS are fucking weird. Apple isn't just doing this for Facebook, it's also stopping or making other game streaming services on their platform, like Epic, pay a fee for every transaction.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very anti-consumer.
I concur.
This is because Apple wants to push their own streaming service. I believe it's called Apple Arcade.
Something like that.
Simple. One laser schlong that separates Facebook from the other services is that the others are trying to make lag less of an issue and just outright get rid of it. Facebook is leaning into it by offering their services for free, so they don't really have to worry about lag, right? So if you're not paying about anything, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no matter.
This is another reason why Apple is not allowing it in a store, because it's free, meaning the offspring of Steve Jobs will not get any of that sweet, hot iPhone money. Back in 2016, when Facebook launched a streaming service, Facebook said it would give Apple a 30% cut. But Apple didn't want it because they wanted a bigger cut.
Mm-hmm.
For now, it's offering a small selection of games like Asphalt, those fucking 2D bullshit things.
Of course.
And we'll probably expand to more cities and have more games like Titanfall, Madden, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Batman,
all those
everything
big
else,
boys.
all of the games. All while again making more money off your personal data in order to trick you into thinking it's a free service when it's not.
So
Was it the last story?
I think that was.
Okay. Wow, we actually.
Yeah. Look at us, gang. Come on, that was quick. Let's go.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Just shut up, man.
Come on, man.
Why don't you just shut up, Jack? All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. That was a great roundup. We're getting quicker at this
Hold
shit.
up. Keep on talking.
We're definitely looking towards putting together a Patreon. The main thing here is we know that ain't nobody making any money off of the YouTube.
So this is our Patreon thing.
That's look at how detailed.
Look at how detailed it is.
You're getting a first
We
glance
are
right here.
doing it. This is like a.
These are business operations. So
Yeah.
Thank you for checking us out. Keep tuning in next week where we will have our podcast. Then we got a break week. Then we got a new feature episode coming out. We ain't gonna tell you what this one is, but it's another very important piece about society.
We don't even know what it's
We
about
do know
because
what it
we
is.
haven't even shot it yet.
Yes, we did.
We have shot. Oh, you're thinking of that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking.
So, my name is Bailey. You can follow me on the IG at gnarly, NARLEY _ media, spelled like media, at Instagram.
I'm Raza, and then you can do it me at down somewhere here. Please.
That's what I'm trying to get people to join Patreon. It doesn't help. But thank you for watching.
No, because we don't have our Patreon yet. So we're now putting it together. Stay tight. Sit tight. I should say, yes. Sit tight is coming together.
Stay tight. I like that. Stay tight.
Stay tight.
Point made.
Bye.
That was a good recording, bud.
I thought the